Matt, aka Young Butt Coin. I'm a dance game player, but I love me some Fire Emblem. So, if for some reason you're watching this and you don't know what dance games are, I'm talking about Dance Dance Evolution, Pump It Up, and In the Groove, the main ones that I dabble in. Mainly In the Groove, but um, loved Fire Emblem, love Fire Emblem, and Intelligent Systems, please. News on the genealogy remake or whatever you've got in the works would be great. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video because I finally cleared Maddening for the first time on with no DLC and no New Game Plus. As you can tell from this banner, this background that you see, the yellow white has been unlocked as of yesterday. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of go over my thoughts because I had some friends who watched this journey on and off, and one of them was like, "Hey, record yourself streaming," because I'd watch because I can't even fathom doing Maddening mode. And the other one was like, we were joking around, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you even play Fire Emblem? Do you even play Maddening?" I'm like, technically I haven't, or like, I've done a legitimate run, so now I have. So I titled this video Fire Emblem Three Cheeses because whether it was a paralogue or later chapters in the game, I tried to complete the chapter as quickly as possible using quote-unquote cheese strats. And to celebrate, I'm going to show you guys my strats, my team composition, the strats I use throughout the game, and just a general overall philosophy while approaching this run, because I definitely did a little bit of planning beforehand. But while I do it, I'm actually going to be eating 3 different cheeses. So this is cream cheese with chive from the Philadelphia people. We got some cheesy fiesta potatoes from Taco Bell. And then we got this burnt cheese, which is essentially a grilled cheese that I left on the stove for too long. And that has Munster cheese on it. And I also got some tomato soup for good measure. So, I think I'll start off with some grilled cheese. Try not to make too much of a mess. Oh, as I say that, I drop a piece of it to the floor. Take a first bite. Where my napkins at? Okay. So, as a disclaimer, if you were to ask me if I thought I was good at Fire Emblem, it would have to come down to who was asking. So if any rhythm game player asked me if I'm good at Fire Emblem, I would say yes, but only because, as far as I know, I'm the best Fire Emblem player in the rhythm game community. Besides maybe, what's his face? Remember a couple years back, I was talking to Mad Matt about Fire Emblem because he loves like Final Fantasy Tactics, and he made an ITG theme around that, a dance game theme around that. And so, like, he said, yeah, I played through Fire Emblem Awakening on Lunatic, and at the time, I remember trying that, and I failed miserably. Didn't make it past like Chapter 4, which I think after that Chapter 4, that's when like it starts getting really easy. Fast forward to now, I've beaten Lunatic within a day on Awakening, start to finish. But the reason I would say I'm good in respect to rhythm game players is because there's a whole other spectrum of like how good you are for Fire Emblem. And if one of those people were to ask me, am I good at Fire Emblem, I would say no. Because I wouldn't say I'm good at Fire Emblem, but I would say I've played so much Fire Emblem from when Blazing Sword came out in the US Um, that was my first Fire Emblem game, and I've played them pretty consistently up until Radiant Dawn. I didn't really play Radiant Dawn, and then I played the DS version, and then years later I played Awakening, and then I started getting back into it. And I was like, you know what? Let's go hard, because this is one of my favorite franchises. Why not? So I've just played so much that I understand the mechanics of each different game. That like my natural ability isn't that good, but because I understand Fire Emblem at its core so well, that is why I'm able to do things like beat the game on Maddening, or get Hector Hard mode, or your general run-of-the-middle highest difficulty Conquest Lunatic, or Conquest Hard even. Maniac mode on Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. That was fun. So yeah, I have some skill with the blade, I guess you could say. It's not because I'm good at strategy games. It's because I'm good at Fire Emblem from how much I've played Fire Emblem. With that spiel, I guess you could call it, let's go ahead and show off my crew. This was a spreadsheet that I made prior to playing my Blue Lions run on Maddening. I'm like, okay, I want to make sure I prepare a little bit before I actually start the run. And then I'm like, okay, most chapters use 10 units. Some have 11, I think. And then like very few, you can use 12 units, not including adjutants. And so, obviously, if you take a look, Professor, I didn't really have a plan for him. I thought maybe he could be like a backup Felix type deal, but you have to use the Professor, and your Professor can't die. If they do, it's game over, so you kind of have to take care of the Professor, or Byleth. I actually remember my friend and I were joking and saying like, oh, Joe Byleth, we hope he gets elected. So he unifies all of Fodlan no matter what house you pick. So Joe Byleth for president, or head of Saros, Church of Saros, because I think that is like what happens in a couple of routes. 2 of them, I think. Then you have Dimitri, and I knew Dimitri was going to be a huge anchor. And you'll get to see this later on, but essentially he's going to dodge everything, and then on enemy phase he's going to destroy everything with Battalion Wrath, Battalion Vantage, Quick Riposte. That's enough said. And since Battalion Wrath adds 50% crit, and Quick Riposte, you get automatically 2 attacks. Statistically speaking, you're getting a 1 crit per encounter with an enemy on enemy phase. So usually that's a dead enemy. And then the dodge tank part of it is because you don't want to get hit, because if you get hit enough, your battalion goes away, and then you lose Battalion Wrath, and you lose Battalion Vantage. So you'll get to see how cracked out I made my Dimitri in terms of speed. The speed is the main stat when it comes to dodging. And then charm as well for dodging battalions. Then we got Dedue. Dedue's very good early game because of his ability for Staunch Sealed, his personal ability. Get +5 defense every time you wait without doing anything. So he's a very good enemy phase physical tank, and that's kind of necessary for a couple chapters in the beginning of the run. And then I kind of had a feeling that he wouldn't be that useful once you get him back, if you choose to do his paralogue in Blue Lion's route, which I did because I was like, this is free stuff, why not? But he came back and he wasn't very useful. I think I poured a little bit of resources into him, but he just wasn't up to snuff once he came back in chapter 17, I think it was. Okay. But yeah, very good early game unit. Felix did a lot of damage on player phase for sure, and that's because of can't remember what it's called. I guess I didn't even use that much. There's a move you get. Pardon me for not remembering the name. I blank on a lot of things. Where you master Grappler, and you get a 3-hit attack where it's 3 back-to-back attacks over and over again, and that's very good for killing enemies before they can kill you, assuming you do enough damage with all 3 hits hitting. And then he also has quick riposte in case he needs to do some damage during enemy phase. But I don't think I actually used him very much during enemy phase. Mercedes, healer, not much to say about that. Annette's, why am I reading this? I made like a meme name for each character that I'm in the run. Annette, I actually didn't use that much. It says I used for a rally bot, and I don't think I used her rallies that much either. When I did use her was early game and just for like basic magic damage. But I think I left to like chapter 5 I stopped using her. Sylvain, very good because of swift strikes. Another move where you attack twice before the enemy can attack you. And since speed, you often get doubled pretty easily, and you don't double yourself. To hit someone twice in a row, it's pretty good. Usually you can get a kill off of that. Flame, didn't use Rescue, barely used Fortify, but she did a lot of dancing, so thanks, Flame. Bernie, says Feel the Burn. Bernadetta was definitely my boss killer if I just wanted to like one-hit KO something, or there was an enemy just chilling that did a lot of damage, and I just wanted to not have to worry about it on enemy phase. Because I gave her boots, and I gave her the march ring, and she was on a horse the entire time, so she always had Canto. And then later in the game, it doesn't say here, but I actually made her into a rescue, so she used pass to go through enemies, and then rescue Dimitri to the other side of those enemies, so Dimitri could progress forward. I'll show you an attempted strat that I used for that, but it didn't end up working out for the final chapter. And we'll get to that when I get to that. Lysithea, that's what it says, warp, and she did some magic. A lot of these strats wouldn't have been possible without Lysithea, or a comparable unit would have been Linhardt, because he also has warp. Marianne did a lot of magical damage. Plain and simple. Shamir. So when you master Sniper, you get another doubling ability where you automatically do 2 attacks. And that's why Shamir's a good unit, because she starts off in Sniper already, right when you recruit her. So you can go ahead and master that as soon as you want. I also recruited, what's-her-face, Thunderbrand, Catherine, just for the Thunderbrand, because it's basically a brave weapon. I used it on buy left a little bit. I also recruited, what's-his-face? Whoever gives you the Thyrsus. Apologize, I'm really tired today. Ugh. What's this fucking purple hair bullshit? Lorenz von Gloucester. Recruited him just so I could get the Thyrsus, and then eventually I used him as a guard adjutant. And then lastly, for the planned units that I got, I also got Caspar, just so he could be a guard adjutant. And then later I used him for the paralogue with Marianne and Caspar. That's about it. I did recruit the teachers and the Knights of Saros at the latest point when you can to do the paralogs, and then to do just get free shit, free units. I remember using Eloise a lot for as a guard adjutant, so it was pretty useful. Without further ado, let's go ahead and show off the cheese that I used in this run. And I'll show you that I definitely used this throughout the entire run and not like backtracked or anything. So after each cheese, I made a save point. Alright, Cause of Sorrow, Part 1. Okay. Alright, speaking of cheese, let's have some cheese. Eat during the loading screens, I guess. Thank you, Taco Bell, for bringing these back. Okay. So this is the chapter where you gotta defend these villagers, and the more villagers you defend, the better rewards you get as a result. And Rodrigue's here to help you out, but he doesn't move for some reason. And then neither does this boss guy. So instead of killing all these guys just so I can get the rewards, we're going to go ahead and use some warp strats. So as you can see, I already have them all set up. What we do is we bring... I can just go ahead and show you. This should take more than like a minute. Shut up, no one cares. Let's do the villagers, attacked by the bandits. Don't worry, you're going to be fine. Take Mercedes, use the Gambit of Stride. Very useful. What's his face? You gotta check distances to make sure that
leave it to me.
I can warp appropriately. So we go ahead, come in, attack the Steel Lance, set up for the kill. So then we're with 1 HP left. That's perfect, because that's maximum damage on the boss killer strat.
Retreat.
You come in, Dancer. And then you bring in Lysithia. Can she go further? No, she can't. And you warp. Oh, I might have fucked up. Essentially, you just warp her. And then because Bernadetta has pass, it doesn't matter what enemies are in her way, she'll just go right through them. And then, conveniently enough, just enough movement to where she can land right in front of the boss. Perfect. Combat Arts, Vengeance, Steel Lance. 55, that's not that great, so it probably wouldn't hit. But we attach the Accuracy Ring and it bumps it up to 65. This might have taken me 1 or 2 tries, because of the middling hit rate. And there we go. Chapter's over. Or Paralogue's over.
I guess hard work does pay
In
off.
1 turn.
Thank you so
With this useless bullshit, that helps a lot. HP. There are some good meme builds around that shield. Other than that, it's not that good. So, we'll go ahead and reset. That's pretty much what most of these strats revolve around, is warping Bernie to the boss and then killing him. That's pretty fun to watch. Pretty fun to execute, too. Continue without saving. Loading screens, good job. The loading screens in this game are the worst part. Of course, it takes so long. Okay. Next attempt, I think this was Lorenz's Paralogue? Just because it burnt, don't mean it's bad. Okay, so, given that, She's gonna rally
I needed that.
for a little bit of extra hit. Don't think that these guys are useful. I think I just brought them along during the actual chapter when I actually played it, so I can go and get some extra experience points.
Here we go.
And then we come in, do the gambit.
Appreciated.
Oh, no.
I think it's gonna be Steel Lance.
I'd rather retreat.
Come in,
Let us away.
dance,
Thanks.
come in,
Leave it to me.
warp, and kill this fucking buffoon. Well, I wish he would die here, because then he wouldn't be a thorn in my side later, but go ahead and equip the accuracy ring, even though I don't know if I need it. Combat Vengeance, Steel Lance, 100%, 64 damage, 1 hit KO. Get fucked. Very
Good,
cheesy.
don't you think? Wait. You have my. See you back.
Just like that. One turn. What was this one about? Probably similar shit, but like I don't remember paralogs by name. Usually. This might be Raphael's paralog actually, now I think about it. Raphael and Ignatz. No. Okay, so this one I'm gonna use Felix in this one. I do. So strat is very simple. We don't use. We actually use
It would be a
Dimitri on a horse to execute this one instead of Mercedes,
I'll cut
because
through.
Dimitri comes in, gambit, stride,
Thanks. I'll go.
and then we go.
Leave
We'll
it to
go
me.
there, so we bring him here. Wait,
Let us away.
dance. I think I've mainly used him here. I used Felix here because setting up the kill of Bernadetta was kind of difficult. And Bernie is not unstoppable, but like takes 2 attack phases. And it's definitely easier to... Oh shit, I messed that up. Yeah.
I'll go.
Put him here instead. Do it fucking right this time.
Let us away.
But yeah, Felix is fast enough that he can double the enemy, no problem, and just kill him right away. The main boss. Fast and strong enough, I mean. Just enough warp range to get on the ship with the bosses. And then... peace out.
Well, thank you.
Your turn. Okay, throwing up Death Toll. This is Ignaz's and Raphael's paralog. And I think it's like, oh, like they're attacking his village or some shit. You gotta go save them. And like his sister's in danger. Raphael's, that is. And it's just like, okay, let me kill the leader of the bad guys. that solves everything, right? Okay, so strategy here. Is I should have done that way better.
Here we go.
Gambit. Again, we're using Felix for this.
This is
Sorry.
Okay.
I'll go.
Boom. Wait. I could have used Bernie for this
let us
actually,
away.
because potentially that guy could have doubled. But I was like, you know what? Felix is strong
Leave it
enough
to
at this
me.
point. We already did a kill with that previous chapter. Come in, kill this paladin.
I don't have.
With Felix, attack. I think I just used the steel gauntlets. Yep.
What do you think? You're
And another one bites the dust. The warp staff is a beautiful thing, and in this game, you get a lot of warp staff because of how magic works.
telling the count.
Sorry, buddy.
Looks like we took. That man mentioned the count.
I love grilled cheese and tomato soup. Holy shit. Okay. So, ultimately, I don't get much cheese until from like chapter 9 or 10, whatever, until 16, because that's when the paralogs start coming back. Oh, I remember. So this is actually cheese. This is showcasing Dimitri and how I try to set him up for hunting by daybreak, or whatever chapter 13 is called, because that's a soft lock for most people, especially on Maddening mode. If you don't make a backup save prior to completing chapter 12, so like your backup save is on chapter 12 going into 13. And then, as I was saying before, quick riposte, Battalion Wrath, Battalion Vantage. As you can see, Battalion is already below 33% health, indicated by the red marker. That's how you know for sure. And then 30 over 105 is less than 33%. Equipped him with an evasion ring so that he dodges more. Another great thing about Dimitri is his personal skill, while he's at full health, allows you to get 20 plus avoid, which is really good for the beginning of the mission, but if he levels up and he gets health, it's kind of useless at that point. So that's why you kind of want to have somebody to just say, hey, here's your health, like Marianne or Mercedes with Physic. And then you got Wyvern Lord, gives you a nice bonus to crit, or sorry, avoidance. Being an A+, gives you Alert Stance Plus, which you can go into enemy lines and just wait with 30 plus avoid. So, all that considered, you can see I have 104 avoid without even activating anything. 20 plus avoid, 30, 50, 60 extra avoid on Dimitri. And then when I wait, actually wait, I didn't do that math wrong. 20, 30, 40, or sorry, 20, 30, 50, and then this battalion gives him an extra 10, so that's 60. And then once he waits, he gets extra 30 avoid. So he's packing a lot of avoid with this build. So watch as everybody just melts. The only one that he won't kill this turn are the two that sword masters that are out of range, and the archers. There we go. 1 out of 2. So yeah, it just keeps happening. They can't even hit me. They just die. And so essentially, to get him to this point, I was like, he's gonna need a lot of speed. So every month, I got at least 3 speed boosters.
sins.
So like every month he's guaranteed 3 speed, assuming that the guy will get parked over by RNG.
See you in the eternal flames.
And that kind of helps the speed growth that happenings during Maddening mode. Because like, as I was alluding to earlier, you just don't get the ability to double that easily on Maddening mode. Which is why Quick Riposte is really nice. Because it allows you to double automatically while canceling out their extra attack. Okay, so I lied about them dying, but I don't know if you noticed, but literally most, if not all, of these attacks have had a 0% chance to hit. There's nothing they can do about it, because the AI is fucking stupid.
See you in the eternal flames. I disposed of doubt long ago.
So yeah, I'm not gonna show you the rest of that, but a lot of my later game chapters, because Dimitri got to this point, what I was aiming for this to be my final build with Dimitri, but essentially what I'm saying is, once I had Dimitri like this, and as long as I kept up his speed growth, I knew I was in a good spot to complete the run. So I don't know why I have an extra save. I do know why, and we'll talk about why I have an extra save for this. But there shouldn't really be... There's no cheese strats for Blood Up Eagle and Lion. There probably is, and I just didn't try hard enough, but... who cares? Oh, man. I'm gonna go play Mario Golf with people later today. Hope they like farts. Just realized I haven't had any of this bagel yet. Okay, what's going on here? Okay. So this is the where Cornelia comes and says, I have big tits. We say, I like big tits. Let's get some of those mommy milkers coming over my way.
At your service.
So essentially, same strat as before.
Well done.
We have
I do
Bernie
this
coming
for all
in.
of us.
And we're gonna try to hit twice here. Perfect.
I'm gonna haunt you if I die.
And then
Onward. Let's make this quick.
yeah, we're just gonna warp Bernadetta over and Molly Milkers real quick.
I needed that.
Get some milk and then call it a day. So assist, warp, right next to her. I'm pretty sure Cornelia has the biggest boobs in the game. So it's a damn shame she's evil. It's even bigger shame that you only get to see them for one chapter, if I remember correctly. I skipped a lot of the story for this run because I played Blue Lines already. But it is what it is. That was a nice shot that I skipped over, by the way.
It's over, Cornelia.
But that's the end.
You mean?
Alright, recruiting the capital. One turn. Bernie's unstoppable. Whew. I think this might be... I can't remember if I used Dimitri, if I used Bernadetta for this chapter. Excuse me. Okay, looking at the setup. I think I actually just walked Dimitri over there and said, "See you later, fucko." We'll go ahead and give it a shot. Okay, so
At your service.
Gambit.
Quite helpful.
Onward.
Does she have special dance at this point? She does? Okay, so I said
Leave it to me.
oh, for some reason I didn't have alert stance on him, which is fine.
Thanks for that.
I don't think we need it.
Let's make this quick.
Then you assist, you warp. This might actually be the strat. I don't remember the top of my head. Look at that. Perfect amount of space. Brave Lance. See you later.
You are perhaps. So shut.
I lied. So that is the strat. I'm pretty sure that's how it went down, but he didn't provoke provides all that time. So, yeah, we're just gonna. You have to take my word for it. And in fact, I'll show you proof of me doing it or completing it like that. But in terms of doing it live, not happening. I do not want to go through and get lucky with all that jazz. I might actually use the Scythe of Sariel on me. I don't remember. Okay. So, this is the chapter of the Death Knight. The goal is to just kill the Death Knight. And Dimitri is going to be the one we're going to do.
At your service.
First, I don't remember how exactly I set this up.
Thank you.
I want to say it's like that. I actually did. This is the one, like one of the few times I did use rally bots.
Steady now.
So I used both Ignatz
Thanks.
and Dimitri to get a little extra
Leave it
boost.
to me.
And then,
Onward.
okay. I remember now. I didn't actually have to use what's his face.
Quite helpful.
Alert
Let's make
stance.
this quick.
Okay, so assist, warp, take him over here. So many enemies. They're so good. They're so cute.
Yes.
As you can see, he's crippled, 0% chance to hit. Now, what's funny about this is I remember when I killed the Death Knight my first time playing through this Maddening mode on New Game Plus.
I won't.
Dimitri, or like,
The enemy victory is.
he had moved off the square by then. And I think if he does that, he shows up in the next chapter. But because I killed him here, he wasn't a problem the next chapter. So,
My, thank you
I guess
so
I found that out, or maybe I'm just remembering wrong, but...
Emil,
Spoilers.
I'm
Okay. Now, I don't think I'm going to run through this entire chapter of cheese. Oh, wait. No, I'm thinking something else. Next chapter, I'm not going to show the... Wait. No, it is this one. This is when you have to kill Hubert, and I had to stretch out my cheese. Spread my cheese, if you will. stretch to spread out the cheese, because warp strats in general are not going to work for this one, because Dimitri's over here, and Big Bad Hubert's all the way over here. So I'll display the strat that I used, but if it doesn't work, I'm not going to fret over completing it. Okay. Essentially, I bring Sylvain as well, because he has a horse. I think I bring Marianne too, I can't remember. Yeah, Marianne and Sylvain, because Sylvain I put Dance of the Goddess on, which essentially is like 4 of your units get to move again. Marianne has Stride, so actually her positioning was crucial so that everybody in this row gets extra 5 move. And then we turn it on and we go over here. Normally this would mean that after I move all these guys, they'd come and kill.
Leave it to me.
But instead,
Onward.
what I do is I sit on you right here, wait,
Quite helpful.
and then
What's
I
the plan?
bring mess that up. How far can
Leave
you
it
go?
to me.
I can't even remember. I think I bring them all the way over. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Onward. Let's make this quick.
So what I do is I do that, and then that. Yeah, this is looking more correct.
What's the plan?
Okay. Gambit, Dance to the Goddess, get everybody out of harm's way. We're gonna dance.
Thanks for that.
I don't remember if I brought a rally on here. I don't know if she has any rallies. And then we warp Dimitri. And then bring Marianne out of harm's way as well. And I think I bring Violet
What's
over
my
too.
strategy?
And then I think I bring. So here's the thing. At this point, nobody's touching Dimitri. So everybody that has a gambit is going to use it. So I want to move them like right here. And what you want to do is you want to wait. And then see.
The battle was
You skip everything and pray that Dimitri doesn't get hit. Perfect. Okay, and then yada yada yada. You can see where this is going. We bring Dimitri over, have him wait, and then the next turn he's going to kill Hubert. In the meantime, we got to protect our units because we still need them for the next chapter. So I think what I did is I kill this person, and I stay out of this range. And I did that with the help of this leather shield. Not even gonna front. So essentially, this is quote unquote the best sword in the game. And while it is a sword, and it is in the game, you're not supposed to have it. The Viscam is a Garthian technology that essentially is in the hands of the enemy to attack you from 1 to 9 range away with a 20 might magic sword. And does that make it the best sword in the game? I wouldn't say so, personally. I think swords being an inherently physical weapon, not being able to be used with my physical units, which is like the bulk of my attacking force, it's not that great. However, that's not to say that my strats became a little bit easier using the Viscam. So, I'm just gonna show you exactly what I did. Because fuck it, dude. Dance for me.
They say.
Okay. And they hacked it in. Somebody hacked it into from the game's code into like online, into real play, and they gave it to a traveler to sell online for 1 gold. So for 1 gold, I get a leather shield with 9 attack range and 20 magical might. Pretty crazy, if you ask me. That's not like the only thing that they're one-hit KOing anyway are armor knights, fortress knights. And I'm going to talk about my Viscam use later, but for now, oh, I fucked that up. Hold on. Okay, so, let's try that again.
Let's make this quick.
Lysithea is supposed to use the Viscam. Our Lord and Savior, the Viscam. On that guy twice. So that he kills that guy. Everybody else is out of range.
You lost that one.
And then we
I'll
got
do my best.
Marianne, Thoron. Why would I even do that?
I'll do my best.
Thoron, 69, 71. 69? It's just enough? And then we come in hot. With the short spear. Oh no, that doesn't work. I think my left actually came in and finished this fucker off. And for some reason, I gave all the aloe pomegranates to him because I wanted to beef up Dimitri. The reason why I didn't use it beats me. So I take out this boy, this boy, this boy, anything that'll potentially give me the kill, and this is going to potentially yield a 2-shot KO, or 1-shot KO.
What's my strategy?
Why I'm still using this, or continuing this strategy, I don't know. Just wanted to show you that, yeah, it works, okay? Okay. Sublime Heaven. There we go. So, that's a dead boy. Ooh, and a nice. We're gonna save that.
You're relentless.
I'm making a compilation
I'll do my best.
of all the nices.
What's the
Then we
plan?
take this guy over here, and we wait. Oof.
So this.
Okay. You'll just have to trust me. I'll show you that I completed it like that. But this is getting a little bit more of a pain in the ass than I thought it would be. A little bit out of my budget. Okay, so that chapter looks completed. And then I'll show you the attempted cheese strat for the final chapter. I figured, going into it, I'm like, you know what? This Dimitri's pretty based. He can get the job done all by himself. Fuck the rest of my team. Or so I thought. My team was too weak by themselves at this point to really have have Dimitri solo the final boss. Which, to be fair, if it wasn't for the rest of my team, I could only send in Dimitri, this would have been a done deal. This strategy, rather. But actually, it's not, so fuck me. So, the original cheese is something like this. Bring in the fight.
Edelgard.
Oh wait, I messed that up. Remembered that I need to have Sylvain on a horse with Dance the Goddess still. Yeah, that sounds about right. Ooh, I've been live for almost an hour. Hopefully I can get this video under an hour. It's almost done, but it's definitely a lot longer than I thought it would take. Maybe I spent too much talking in the beginning. Make sure to timestamp it for YouTube. Reclass Sylvain into a horsey boy. And then battalions. Oh wait, I'm smart. Okay.
Edelgard.
So what we do?
Leave it to me.
I do this for all of us.
Stride. And then we have her chilling right there. And I made sure to keep everybody out of these guys' reach. So you come in,
Onward.
say, dance for me,
Thanks. Let's make
and then we're
this
going to
quick.
warp Bernie to right here.
Yeah.
This positioning is actually pretty critical where I warped
Here for
Bernie. Because if I warp her here, that messes her up. Because the other warp spot where I didn't warp Bernie was actually where Dimitri's supposed to go. And because of the strat I'm going to use, which involves rescue, Bernie doesn't have a lot of magic at this point, so her rescue range is only like 4. And then
What's my
the other
strategy?
last part of the strategy is retribution, which gives
Oh,
anyone, probably like one of the best battalions in the game for sure, but anybody who's effective with it can counterattack. No questions asked, unless you're using something like an Onagger or the Ballista. You can't counterattack those. Any other full range weapon is fine. So then we come
the
in,
plan?
At
we
your service.
do the dance with the goddess.
much needed.
We have Dimitri warped to right here. And then we say assist, rescue, Dimitri.
So,
And actually, one thing that you might want to know, when you step in this room, you spawn reinforcements from here and from here. And by this point, you've already started respawning reinforcements from down here too. But once the enemy phase comes out, you get a bunch of stupid-ass motherfuckers with siege tomes coming out of both. You get 2 from here and 2 from over there. And they keep spawning, not siege tomes, but like a Dark Knight and a War Master from the left and right one most respectively. And just take Dimitri all the way to the top. Forgot to equip him with the March Ring, we'll put him right next to Edelgard, but it doesn't really matter. We wait again. By the way, Bernie is dead in this hypothetical strategy. And then
Apologies.
what we do is we chill. Yeah, so at this point, Edelgard says I'm not attacking anybody outside of like 5 space radius. So yeah, this was my potential strategy
General,
to solo Edelgard.
to be if that
And it would have worked if Edelgard's AI wasn't programmed to wait if there's only one enemy right next in the same vicinity as her. What I mean by that is, at this point, Edelgard has a shield on her one space. And to break that shield, you need 2 attacks. Either 1 from a gambit or 2 normal attacks. And because she waits, as you'll see here, you might have heard the noise there. The waiting noise. Because of that, she does not attack Dimitri to yield for the shield to break for the player phase. And so that changes the strategy entirely, meaning it's a lot harder to solo her. Still doable if my units weren't so weak by themselves. But because they are, I can't finish the solo. So eventually what happens is Dimitri just wrecks face in this room all by himself, taking out most of the siege weapons, but essentially this strategy falls down because these war masters that spawn right here come for your units and end the show pretty much, because Byleth isn't strong enough to handle him by himself. Now, if I knew I was going to go with the strategy, I would have put him in a similar build to Dimitri so he could dodge everything. And in that scenario, it might have been a wrap. Like, I could have done this strategy, but it's just not going to work. And then I also would have changed Dimitri a little bit to where I would take him out of Wyvern Lord and put him in Paladin, because Paladin gives you a 5 might damage boost to lance attacks. And I also would have killed him another lance fair on top of that, so we have an extra 10 might. And so when I would attack it with the Brave Lance, these all become 25 apiece, which clears out like through the first 2 health bars pretty easily if you hit all the hits. But yeah. But that was not actually the strategy I went with. Without restarting and going to this specific save file, essentially what I did was I brought Dimitri into here while my guys went through the left and just took care of everything in here. Then when he was ready, on the next turn, that was turn 1. Turn 2 would be to bring Dimitri in here so Edelgard stops attacking everybody in this general vicinity. And then once you bring it in close to Edelgard, if you move away from her, she actually doesn't attack long range anymore. So essentially what I did is I combed my enemies up, or my allies up, blocked the reinforcements from spawning, did the same thing from over here, stopped these reinforcements, and then I took care of Edelgard pretty easily. During that strategy, due to neglect, Bernie and Sylvain both died. He put in a lot of work, and I'm appreciative of it, but the goal was not to get everybody alive. And because of that, I actually didn't really care when Ingrid died, when Ash died, didn't care when Gilbert died too. So I think a total of 5 casualties across the run. Not bad. And then, just so we have proof of everything, of all the strats being used, well, you see the cleared game data, which kind of assumes that I did complete the maddening mode, but I'm just going to show you the chapter breakdown. Coming up on an hour, 40 minutes, or 40 seconds, and your boy married Shamir. I couldn't have Hilda. Half joking about that. Okay, so let me know if you can spot when the cheese starts. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, And then we got 9 chapters cheesed. 9 chapter paralogs, rather. But yeah. Real quick, I want to pull up a post I saw on Reddit about somebody complaining about the last chapter. It's kind of sad. This is a dude down bad for sure. Blue Lions, chapter 22. Stop the reinforcements. Yeah, this is it. You guys gotta see this. I'll highlight it. I don't really agree with this guy's take at all, but let me know what you guys think. Well, if you can see it. Let me edit that. Whoa! So this is some dude on Reddit complaining about the last chapter of Maddening mode. And according to him, it took 80 turns, or 70 turns in 8 hours just to complete it. Yikes. Big yikes. We're gonna just go to... Found this while I was trying to see what the triggers were for stopping the reinforcements, and for some reason they're not easy to find. Maybe I shouldn't look smart enough, but yeah, that was a recap of my Blue Lions Maddening run. If you somehow watched all of this, or any of this for that matter, thank you for tuning in. And some closing thoughts are, I don't think this run was delegitimized because of the use of the Viscam. And my argument for that is, one, it's not even that good of a sword. If I didn't have it, I'd still complete the run. That being said, I did use it. And the reason why I don't consider that to delegitimize the run is because my logic is as follows. The Viscam is available to every person who looks at the online travelers. Ever since it was hacked into the game and the online travelers were given it to sell to other players. So that obviously means that other people have used it. And I've seen posts of saying like, yeah, I used the Viscam on Madden. However, even though that's my logic, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I still get this nagging feeling that I'm still not done with this game. And that kind of sucks, because at this point, I've invested close to 640 hours into Three Houses. And so I had this nagging feeling that's like, oh, let's go beat Maddening mode on Golden Deer now without using the Viscam. I was like, oh man, I have so many other games I have to play, or not have to, but want to play. And it's like, I wouldn't mind doing a Golden Deer run. I think my game plan is every year that I don't have a new Fire Emblem on my plate, so let's say this year or next year, that Intelligent Systems or whoever doesn't release a new Fire Emblem. Rest in peace, Ash. It was just shown on the screen, dead boy. I'm gonna do another new run of Three Houses, another new Maddening for however long. I still get this nagging feeling that I have to keep playing. But yeah, this run took me about 40 hours to beat. I want to say, no. I'm at 640 now. I started at 685. 55 hours total. Probably my fastest run of the date. Yeah, it probably is my fastest run to date, I think. Yeah. That's all I gotta say. I guess I can stop showing this now. And then I'll show you last 640 hours. I wouldn't say that this is my favorite Fire Emblem game because of the sandbox nature of it all. It definitely allows for a higher replayability factor. It's in my top 5, but not top 3. No particular order, top 3 would be Path of Radiance, Shadows of Valentia, and Genealogy of the Holy War. IS, remake please. That'd be sick. And then 4 and 5 are somewhere with Three Houses and Conquest play mechanics. But yeah. Alright, this is too long of a video. I'm going to export it to YouTube. If you watch this, thank you. I'll do a 69 compilation probably once I finish editing all the clips. A couple days, maybe? This weekend's pretty busy, so probably sometime next week. Alright. This is Young Buckcoin signing off. I don't have a good sign off.